He had so much time. Why didn't he wake up? He had 4 or 5 good performances this whole season, maybe, and the rest were horrendous. They
4 or
barely
5, and you're being generous.
And I'm being generous.
You
And
are.
they barely scraped through. It was ugly
Think
football.
about the best
they had
time
the
that they
best
played.
player in the world. They had a world-class squad. They had a deep bench. I just don't get Allegri's tactics, and I don't think he deserves to be on Juve.
Everybody and
fighting, we're rising, it's all worth it. Brothers and sisters, this is where we all belong. Different color, same game, we all worship.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie audio experience with IFTV. What an interesting week we've had. There's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs. I don't even know where to start, but we're in a good mood right now because we're having some fun.
You are in a good mood?
Yeah, we're in a good mood.
for you.
Hey, they won the Scudetto. Juventus won the Scudetto.
They won the Scudetto?
Yeah, Juventus
what happened
won
with
the
the
Scudetto.
champion, by the way? I missed that game. I was not around, Pete. Did you watch it? You kept texting me. Then what happened?
You mean the fight for the Champions League? Milan tied Parma.
No.
You're saying to get 4th place?
No. What happened with Juventus and Liverpool? No, Liverpool.
Ajax.
Oh, we jumping straight to
No,
Champions
no,
League?
we're not gonna jump straight
Wait,
into
wait,
it.
wait, let's wait. Let's do sections.
Yeah, we gotta get into that. We gotta get into it because we
can't
got
just jump
questions.
into
that?
Yeah, we gotta get into it. We
No
gotta
wonder
get
we're
into
so
it.
happy right now.
The people are just putting on their headphones. Got to give them a minute to settle
Yeah, you
down.
gotta let
you know?
it easy. Drink your limoncello. Drink your limoncello a little bit.
Actually, this is what's the name of that brand that we have over
Limoncello.
there? Limoncello. Guys, by the way, I'm wearing a cultural shirt which is
The body
red
colors.
and white, just in commemoration for the body just moving from Serie D to Serie C.
Congratulations.
Not because we belonged over there, but because we were
Financial.
thrown over there,
Yeah.
financial problem.
Yeah.
But we're coming back up.
Little by little, right?
Thank you
Yeah.
to De Laurentiis family and his son. And soon we're going to be, in 2 years, we're going to be fighting for the Champions League. We're
No,
gonna
I'm
be-
happy for Body from Serie D. Now
That would
they
be
go to
nice
Serie
if he's able to do the same thing that he did with Napoli. for
He's a good
Body.
rebuilder. He's a good rebuilder.
He's
De
a
Laurentiis.
businessman. He's a businessman. He knows what he's doing.
Body's got a lot of passionate fans.
So to the De Laurentiis family, thank
And
you.
to Forza Body.
But you know what's gonna happen, right?
What is going to happen, Pete?
He can't own 2 teams if he brings them to Serie A. So
Who told you that?
Who told you that?
Well,
There's a
the
reason.
father can own one and the son can own another one.
Maybe a conflict of interest.
Maybe
no?
they give it to you.
Well, maybe we can think about that.
Yeah, maybe, right? Maybe we buy it. IFTV buys Body.
Definitely. But
Yeah.
by then, we'll be in top shape to buy the body. Yeah.
You see?
That'll be nice.
How much do you think Body costs?
Maybe like $30-40 million.
Where? Now?
Wait, million?
Are you
$30-40
crazy?
million.
Lira.
No, I mean, hey, if you look at all the structure and the stadium and all this, not including the stadium.
You don't own the stadium.
Doesn't matter. You know, but the
Municipality.
team itself, the prestigious and the town and all the stuff.
First, they got to get up.
the food and everything else.
The food, just the
We're
food
gonna add the
alone.
food in
Just
there.
for the food
pulp.
itself, you
Guys.
should pay $40 million.
Before we get into this
Best
podcast,
food, actually, best food in all Italy.
is Body.
Easy.
Ooh.
Body.
Guys,
Best
comment down below. Where's the best food in Italy?
No, best food
I'm
in
asking
all
them to
Italy.
comment.
Okay,
For you, it's the best
Italy.
food.
Best food.
Best
okay?
food. Hey, they got to tell me too. Everybody's got their own preference.
And on my little town, it's called Torre a Mare. Forget about it. We have nothing but the best restaurant
Free promotion.
in the region. Okay, I'm gonna make a promotion after this podcast. But so the next time we go down, actually, we were invited to do a podcast in one of the restaurants.
Yeah?
because they happen to be by chance all my friends. Those guys.
Ah, there
So,
are.
And all
we'll-
Casano
we'll do
fans
it.
too,
We'll do
right?
it. Oh yeah.
Some of them. Have.
Every single one of them.
Before we get into the podcast, I want to remind everybody, Juventus, they won the Scudetto. We've dropped a few shirts, Campioni shirts. So if you want some very limited edition, once they sell out, we're not getting them back, obviously. So this week, if you want them, they're available on the site, ItalianFootballTV.com.
First come, first serve, guys. We're not bringing them back, so whoever gets them first,
So,
that's it.
and then
should
maybe
be
next is going to be the
specific.
body
Wait,
ones.
You
Next
should
one
be specific. Campioni of what?
of Italy.
Italy.
Of Italy.
Oh, of Italy,
I-
not campioni, because many people they might just take it, champions.
Antonio, I know
Okay.
it's been many years since Milan won, so you forgot the term Campioni.
The term
but
campioni. Wait.
d'Italia.
Let me refresh your memory, Paisa. How many
Paisa.
Champions League? How many Champions League does Juventus
2.
won? Okay. How many Milan did he win?
7.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
The math is 7-2. 7-2.
How's the math?
7-2. 7-2. Guys, 7. Can you see me? 7-2.
Is 7 supposed to represent what place you guys were in this season? We're
snap.
gonna end this
Yeah,
season.
Marco's
or-
biting
oh, it's
back.
Champions League.
Listen,
Oh,
we're not
okay, very
spending
good.
money. We're not
You're not
overspending
spending money?
anybody. We are, we're just.
I want Milan to go into Champions League, so
Oh,
but
thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Okay.
But if we want to do the math, we could do the math on Scudetti between Juventus and
We don't
Milan.
care about Scudetti.
It might be a little bit too many to
The
count.
Scudetti
though.
for AC Milan, it's like toilet paper. It's
Fair
like
enough.
you want a new roll of toilet paper. Oh, I want another Scudetto. It's like you add another roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, but you guys haven't won a Champions League in who knows long now.
Excuse me?
2007 was the last time you won Champions League.
Well,
It's already 12
How many
years.
did you win, by the way,
3.
Pete? Oh, 3. Oh, whoa, let's do the math.
by the way,
7 to 3.
10 years ago today, Inter beat Barcelona in that game 3-1.
that's
Beautiful
true.
game. One of the best
Huge-
games I think I've ever seen in football.
Historical
Comeback
huge
win.
game.
Unbelievable.
Comeback win. I remember.
Unbelievable win. Yeah, I remember that. That was messy when it was everybody said Barcelona, Inter had
That
no
was when
chance.
Barcelona was Barcelona.
Yeah.
And we destroyed the aliens.
It's true.
I actually watched that game, and there were 2-3
Everybody watched that
episodes.
game.
2-3 episodes that they will have just switched the game back to Barcelona. There were a couple penalties not given to Barcelona.
Hey.
I'm
Well,
telling you.
we got a lot to talk about with the VAR
I'm
too in
telling
Champions
you.
League this
Yeah,
week.
we-
Anyway,
I
all
don't
right,
think
enough with the controversy. We'll start out with Serie A since that's fresh on our minds. Lazio midweek on Wednesday, they beat Udinese because they had that game in hand. So they were level on points. We figured that they would win it. They did win it. Going into today, all the games are today because Easter for many people tomorrow. So all the games are there. Parma.
Greek Easter next week, guys.
So
Just a little
anyone
shout out.
celebrating, happy Easter. Parma against Milan, the 6:30 game.
boy.
I feel like anytime Milan plays 6:30, you wake up early, you get disappointed.
Yo, Gattuso also said it's like we don't play the best in the
Did he?
morning either.
He
yeah,
said that?
yeah, earlier. he
But
said.
it's afternoon for them.
Earlier. I meant earlier.
It's afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's afternoon. It's
12:30.
12:30. It's 12:30.
It's not afternoon.
Yes,
It's like
12:30 is afternoon.
many of those guys, they're waking up at that time.
Well, if they're waking up at that time, that's not my problem. Anyway, Castillejo put them up 1-0, but then Bruno Alves on an unbelievable free kick scored the goal that ties the game for Parma. I thought, what are you going to say?
Antonio was gonna say something about Bruno Alves' free kick. He didn't think it was so special.
No, not
Wow,
really. I
come
thought
on.
Salvador,
That was beautiful place.
Listen, I think that Donnarumma could have saved the game. I mean, could have saved the goal.
You think
So
it was
what do you
easy?
do?
I mean, I saw the replay on my little phone. I was watching it. And I thought that Donnarumma was covering that side.
That was
What happened?
unstoppable. That free kick.
Nah, I don't
It
think.
was unstoppable. You said that he didn't see the ball at all.
I don't think he saw it. I think Bruno Alves hit that ball the
perfectly.
best
Bruno
way
Alves
he
with
could
his
He
have.
hit
free
it
kicks is
perfectly.
beautiful.
Bruno Alves is a beast at
I think he
those.
scored the most free kicks in Europe as a defender.
defender, yeah,
in
I
like
believe
the top
so,
5
so.
leagues. Yeah, he's a beast. Come on, you can't give him credit. But I think besides the free kick, what do you think went wrong for this? Because I see online the Milan fans, everybody that comments on our posts and stuff. There's I think people are upset with your boy Gattuso. How do you feel?
Listen, upset about what? So far, we're still fourth. Okay?
A little bit of luck because Lazio lost to Chievo Verona.
I still can't believe
Roma
that.
didn't beat Inter, so a few things worked in your favor to keep you in fourth.
I just want.
But
Whatever. Just continue. I'll say
keep
it
going,
after. I
keep going.
guess.
Well, and listen, we're fourth right now. At the end of the day, we're going to count. We're going to do the final count. It's the final countdown, right? Isn't that a song?
It
We're
is
gonna
a
get
song.
copyright on, though. You can't say that, bro.
So sorry. No copyright. I didn't mean to break any
He's kidding.
copyright.
He's messing with you.
Anyway, Gattuso, I think, is going to be one of the top coach in Europe, not in Italy. Okay? So right now, he's dealing with a little situation over there. He's been given a roster that is not really what it's supposed to be. But with this roster here, he's doing very well. So
What do you think,
a
Pete?
point in Parma that is fighting for a relegation.
They're
It's,
not really
They're fighting for
relegation.
mid.
they
They're
are. They're just
mid-table.
right there. They're just right
They're
there. It's just
mid-table
it's a
team.
good point. Hey,
It's a good point.
this to
Make
demonstrate
himself
to
feel
you.
better.
Listen, Lazio lost against Verona, right?
Who is not playing for relegation either. They're officially relegated.
They're out.
That's what I'm saying. It's
I know.
even
Well,
worse.
I know,
That's what
but
makes it worse.
I agree. It is
So,
worse.
and Lazio is supposed to be a better team, quote unquote.
By who? Quote unquote from who?
That's what they said. But Lazio
Who's
says
they?
on the paper is supposed to be on a better than
yeah,
Inter.
maybe
but
Michael
Milan-
says that.
Acerbi
Doesn't
said.
mean it-
Lazio's not a better team than
No,
Kiev.
no, he's saying-
the Milan.
No, the
Oh,
Milan. he's saying.
snap.
No, but he's
Oh,
but
okay,
you're
okay.
referring to Acerbi's quote when he said that player to player, Lazio's better than Milan.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what he said.
It's just-
What do you
what
think?
happened?
What I think about this game, I mean,
I didn't get
Milan-
to watch any game except for this Inter
Roma.
Roma.
Milan didn't do as much as they should to be able to win this game. This is a game that you have to win, and you have to win convincingly. with the players you have, they should win convincingly. Yes, you're versing Parma away. Yes, Parma is very dangerous on the counterattack. What we saw already, they had a couple of chances in the first half that Donnarumma made some nice saves. And then,
So Milan didn't play up to par? I
not
didn't watch the
really.
game.
I think Milan just played statically in the sense that even the way Inter played today, they didn't do anything more than they had to. So with them, if they scored the one goal, they would be content with a 1-0 win and, just play it safe. That's what they look
Take
like.
the ugly win home, but then that
play
didn't
it safe.
happen.
But it didn't
So
work.
the unfortunate thing is that Bruno Alves gets a free kick.
87th.
And maybe this is a free kick that he scores once every 50 shots on target.
Yeah, he's
less than
he's-
50.
I don't think
I throw 30 in
I-
there.
that's-
Show some respect on him.
that way that he scored.
It was a stinger, right?
It
Boom.
was a beautiful goal. It was a beautiful free kick. He placed it right above the wall
Right in
and
the
it
corner.
dipped right in the corner, and you had no time with the space that it was on it. That was perfect free kick.
Donnarumma was in a position to save that place?
No, but Donnarumma
I
doesn't
know
have the
it's a great
time
free
to
kick.
was
see it.
unstoppable.
You don't have the time. You make one little thing, and if you're not
and it dipped
diving
well.
already, you're not going to
Perfectly
catch it.
placed,
Yeah, I think that
So
one.
I mean, it's an unfortunate draw, and it's just a draw where all the teams in that area, from Inter, you can say 3-7.
they don't want. They don't want the Champions.
Nobody knows how to really win.
Dude, everyone's dropping points.
They're like,
They're
yeah,
learning
you
from
take it,
Juventus.
I'll
They
take
actually
it.
learn.
You
Listen to me. They're learning from Juventus playing on the Champions League. Look, Allegri. Allegri is not really a real winner. He's never won anything. He's a mediocre coach.
He won. He
That's
won with
why-
Milan.
Well, he won to Milan because Milan was
Milan
not
had
given
a
the
very good
penalty and all
team.
the stuff and all the things. But Allegri is, we're bringing about it. Nobody wants to win. It's because the mentality is not there.
No,
right
but the
now.
mentality is to be safe and be able to win 1-0 rather than go
Continue to
for
keep
a
going
But didn't
strong
Allegri
win.
try to do that? He
Yes,
was
but
trying
we're not
to win
talking-
one
we're not-
nothing
don't go
against
into it.
We're not,
No,
we're not
no,
talking
on
Allegri.
track.
We're
No,
not
this
talking
is
Allegri.
right on track.
This is
It's
on
not on
track.
track.
This
Let's
is
right
on
on track.
track.
Let's stay on this game.
This is
Wasn't
on track.
Allegri-
This is on track.
Yeah.
But it's not the moment that we have to talk about Champions League. It's the moment to talk about Gattuso and what Gattuso needs to do in order to make sure Milan stays in fourth place. He's been very lucky these last couple of games that everybody else has been dropping points.
Yeah.
Okay,
true.
he was able to get the penalty. Milan got the penalty versus Lazio, which was a penalty, but they won by the skin of the teeth. What do they
teeth,
say,
yeah,
right?
skin of the teeth.
So another chance where you have to show that you can dominate and you can win, and
worry, it's coming up.
Gattuso fails to do it.
Coming up soon.
I agree
win
with
would've
you.
been-
I agree with you that the players that he has isn't always easy, and sometimes you need a clean slate in the sense that this year you're not going to get Milan to play any better than they have. So if they get into fourth place, great. If not,
That's gonna be.
it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But for the next year, they have to figure out how they're going to be the right team to win. Just put it on mute.
Put it in your
That was my
pocket.
wife.
Mute me.
Oh,
yo.
jeez.
Sorry, can talk to you
The
right
thing is,
now.
I tell
just
Antonio 30 times
I
to
pressed-
do it.
we
It
saw it
says
in
I
the
do.
intro.
Mute it. Mute it.
I did.
No.
Is
No,
it
you
mute?
didn't.
I'm going to mute it.
I did. He did.
That's what he told us before the
No,
podcast
the thing
too.
is that my wife, she's going to watch the podcast and she'll say, you muted me? Yeah, see, honey, I'm muting you, okay?
Do you want us to cut it out?
No, don't cut it out.
Okay. Let's move on because otherwise we'll keep talking about it all day. Lazio Chievo Verona. This one was incredible. Milinkovic Savic got sent off for Lazio. It's stupid.
Straight red, right?
Very stupid.
Yeah.
He kicked.
Double yellow?
No, straight red.
Straight
He
red.
lashed out at the player.
Yeah, he kicked. I don't remember which Chievo Verona player, but he kicked one of the guys, and he got a straight red card. And that was where it all fell apart. Honestly, for Lazio, they went down to 2-0 in a couple of minutes to Chievo, where you would never. Chievo's already relegated. They got relegated last week. Of course, you don't want to go down.
But wasn't Lazio playing
embarrassing.
home?
But Lazio was playing at home.
They were
and the
fighting for
fans were
Champions
whistling.
League.
They came back a little bit. They were able to get one goal from Caicedo, but nothing was going in. They hit the post. Lazio's such an unlucky team. Honestly, everything goes against them sometimes. Truly, it really does. Who was it that hit the post? Correa. I think Correa hit the post, which I thought 100% passes it right inside the net. He was on top of the area, but Lazio failed to win. And this goes back to me. Yes, they've been unlucky, but you can't beat Chievo Verona at home. And a moment where you already know that Milan tied to Parma. This is your chance. Guys, let's get another 3 points. Let's go 1 point. Was it between them and Milan if they would have won? Yeah. Disappointing and simply not good enough.
I just wanted to add that their past 5 Serie A games, Lazio only won 1 game.
That's bad.
Just one. If they picked up
Udinese,
and they're
right?
all smaller teams, they're all inferior teams. They could have been over Milan if they got the. No.
that's-
Mathematically, no, that's what it was. No.
Mathematically,
But these teams that they're Spal, Sassuolo, Chievo, these are all winnable games for them. I mean, they're shooting themselves in the
In
foot at
terms
the end
of
of the
quality
day.
on the field.
I mean, there's still time,
Listen,
but not
their
much.
fans were
Yeah, but
upset.
Lazio, I mean, especially this game, you're versing the last place team. They have nothing to play for
what I'm
besides their
saying.
pride.
You're playing for the
How are you
Champions
not able
League.
to win? Milinkovic-Savic really showed his immaturity where he lashed out against Stepinski. And, and then also Felipe Luis getting a red card after the game is over. So you're missing 2 of your best midfielders for the next game. So I see it's an uphill battle for Lazio. So, I mean, I'm surprised. I thought they were very
And the
balanced.
morale.
It's a balanced team. They've been playing good too. Just some games they're on, some games they're out of it.
Is it a mental thing? Like they know like they're able to get that hunch and then something's pulling them down?
Yeah, it's definitely mental, but it also depends on the players that you have. The only guy that has real experience is Lucas Leiva. Then everybody else, they don't have the experience of Champions League or what it takes to
But does Chievo have
really no,
in this
Chievo
game?
doesn't, but Chievo, listen, every game is different. You can't base it on a game. Every game is different. The ball is round. Anybody can win a game at any given time. The episodes go your way. The episodes don't go your way. But saying that, Lazio, in the grand scheme of things, you have to be able to manage a game with the players that you have. And if you lose your head, like Milinkovic-Savic did, you create this tension between the teams, and now you have to chase everything.
How many weeks do you think he's going to get, this guy here, Pete? 2-3 weeks? Couple weeks.
We'll see. Maybe a couple weeks.
He lashed
maybe.
out at who?
Stepinski.
Yeah, he cursed him out?
No, he
kicked
kicked
him.
him. He
Oh,
kicked him. He
kicked
kicked
him.
him. Yeah.
Maybe a couple games.
Let's move on a little bit. There was Bologna beat Sampdoria today, 3-0.
That's crazy.
Mija. Let me say this. The last 7 games, if the Campionato was only 7 games, Bologna would be in first place. They've picked up more points over these past 7 rounds than any other team in Italy. Mihailovic, we said that this guy was the right guy. If you need salvation, you call on him because he's going to take no
He
prisoners.
knows, yeah.
He builds soldiers, guys that fight for him. And very good for Bologna in their race for salvation. They did a fantastic job. The players are finally starting to click a little bit. Huge. I mean, Aldero completely gave them all 3 goals. All
goals.
3
I never heard
mistakes
about this guy here
from
to begin
Aldero.
with.
Aldero, the goalkeeper
goalkeeper.
from Sampdoria.
He should
He's
be from
Italian.
Juve, right?
Just signed from
Yeah. Very, very, very bad. Very bad.
The guy here plays the game of his life when he plays against AC Milan and everybody else. He comes down to Bologna and just...
I haven't seen him play a bad game this season.
That's what I saw.
He's been one of the top, but he had a really bad game. He was. I think maybe it was one of those where he made that first mistake on the free kick, and then it was in his head. He's like, "Holy shit! I made one mistake." The next one
That's
comes,
it.
a little
Boom.
bit nervous, and then it just downhill spiral.
No.
I mean, even his defenders at one time they were looking at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, he's young.
But Bologna,
It'll be a learning moment. for him,
Bologna
for sure.
jumped to 16th place, where a little while ago they're in a relegation team. He was yelling at Allegri, complaining about Allegri for fielding the youngsters against Spa. Remember that? But now he's looking to stay in the Serie A.
Mihailovic knows what he's doing. He has experience in Serie A with Milan, with Fiorentina, with bigger level teams. And remember, a coach's job is to motivate your team, but also play mind games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what you say is all, it's already thought out. And the best coaches, they know what to say.
Like Spalletti plays mind games too, Pete.
They all do. They all do. So everything that you say, if you say it the right way, you're going to be able to get a reaction, right? So you want the reaction from your team, from your players, and there's definitely been a reaction in the last 7 games. Saying this, Bologna in the winter, they made a couple of key signings, and I have to say Sansone and Soriano.
Yeah.
These are,
Orsolini.
important. Orsolini was playing there.
Wasn't Soriano an
So-
ex-Sampdoria player?
Ex-Sampdoria player, yes. So
a
and Sassone
Villarreal,
was ex-Sassuolo player. So these are guys that they have some quality and they can do something. Mihailovic came in and was able to bring a calming presence and say, "Listen, guys, we're gonna count each game as a final."
game.
Oh,
You know what I'm
good
saying?
for that. He's good
And
for
that's
that.
it. And you have also some seasoned players like Palacio, who has great experience, Genoa, Inter, goal scorer. Santander has been
Very good for
remarkable
them.
this year. So you have a good mix. So Bologna actually is a surprise that they were even in relegation
exactly.
zone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Inzaghi.
yeah. And so you know what? Good job, Mihailovic. Bologna is a great piazza to do something. They have some history.
And they're
back in
making
the
a
90s.
stadium. They're making a
So-
stadium. So I wanted Bologna to stay up because of,
Of
that.
course, yeah,
they,
yeah.
they have a
They got ambitions.
Italian-Canadian owner, so
Yeah.
he's trying to do something. So I'm happy for him, and I'm happy Bologna were able to do this. As far as Sampdoria, disappointing. I know they were trying to get that hump to get into Europe, but too many times this season we've seen this. Not exactly like this bad, but we've seen them go through the same kind of moment. Very disappointing for them. Let's talk about the champions of Italy. In the Serie A.
Let's talk about the Champions League first.
Juventus
Oh, okay.
2-1 against Fiorentina. A match where Fiorentina actually took the lead, and surprisingly, they
First half,
they didn't
they won.
extend it by
They could
two
have
or
been
three
2 or 3
goals.
goals. Yeah.
Chiesa was he hit the post. He had a few chances.
unlucky.
You could see that Juventus, the morale from the team was at an all-time low. All they needed was a tie in this one, but the players were not running. Nobody was doing anything.
What did Napoli
They
do?
they
They
somehow
play Monday.
Yeah.
On Monday.
They somehow were able to get a win. They got a win, and I think you could see that the team was not even happy. Not that they weren't happy, but playing wise, the cohesion wasn't exactly there, and I think that they know why it wasn't there.
Chiesa was not there.
No, he was there. He was there, but
the
everybody struggled.
the morale
Everybody,
was
I think you
pretty
could see
low.
Rugani constantly showing mistakes. Anyway, the storyline is that they wanted to just get the point, win the league, and move on from this. Eight Scudetti in a row, something that no other team in Italy has done. Allegri gets his 5th in a row. I don't remember the stat on it. I know it's one of the highest. I don't remember exactly. But for Juve, I think that how many point difference from Napoli? What is it, 15, 18, something like that? I think that this team
Right now
had,
it's 20, I think.
well, because they're at a game,
But they have a
right?
game ahead.
But this team had so much potential to really achieve. And I think at the beginning of the season, August, September, we all sat here and we said, wow, this Juve is going to get scary once they get going. And I feel like they never really got to that.
Exactly.
Hit
They
the
never
potential
clicked.
that they could have
Don't
got.
give me that nonsense.
What?
You
No,
were
no,
saying
no,
we
no,
are
sure.
walking all over everybody, and then you
No.
all the Juventus players.
Juventus-
they said, we
So-
have
what
the
are you
confidence.
saying?
We're going to win it all. We're going to do the
no.
champion.
You're talking about two different things.
Juventus this year,
Give me a break.
as far as performance-wise, you can say maybe 3-4 games where you said, wow, this is a good team. All the other times, you have a lot of games where they narrowly were able to win. They narrowly beat the opposition. And even this game,
Ugly wins.
ugly
right,
wins,
Pete?
ugly
Yeah.
wins. But besides being ugly wins, they relied on the individual talent that they have. So right now, especially in Serie A, they have the most talent available. Any of those guys are playing up top, whether it's Cristiano Ronaldo, Dybala, Cuadrado, Douglas Costa, you name it, Mandzukic. These guys all can get the ball on their feet, make something happen, and score. So that's the difference between Juventus and the rest of the teams. The rest of the teams do not have that star caliber player that's able to do something.
I agree with you there, Pete, a lot. The past few seasons, Juve took till January, till
Exactly,
February, till
yeah.
they started
Even more.
clicking, and we're like, okay, Juve's gonna do it. They didn't do January, they didn't do February, and it seemed like they never really clicked as a team that we've been seeing the past
it's
few
true.
years. No,
It's true.
I
They
agree
never
with
really
that.
got to that height that they could have.
Exactly, yeah.
And to me, the only reason they got this Scudetto so easily is because the competition wasn't there. Look, Napoli got so much worse under
And guess whose
Ancelotti.
fault is
switched
that?
coaches.
Guess whose
It's
fault
a
is
lot of
that?
people's fault.
It's Allegri's
It
fault.
is Allegri's
because
fault.
he kept Dybala, he marginated Dybala. Dybala is one of the best players in Europe.
Well, we don't know the full story.
And
What
maybe
really
on the wall.
happened?
No, don't worry. Don't worry about full story. It's Allegri is the problem.
Full
No,
story,
no,
not
but
full
we don't know the full story about it.
Allegri is the problem to the point that now Dybala is on the sell on the block,
Yeah.
right? They're gonna be selling this guy here.
We don't know if they're gonna sell him.
You know
but-
what?
we're not
Whether
sure.
they wanted to sell it or whether they don't, the guy might be asked to be traded.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not be happy. I mean, if Allegri is gonna stay over there, I will.
Yeah,
be the
but
first
what
one.
he's trying to say is that Juventus, from the rest of the Serie A, there's such a big gap. So they're just
They
that
won
much
off individual qualities
Yeah.
more than being as a team,
That's
and
what-
they never
that's what
really
we were
became
saying.
a cohesive team. Like Saki even said, he said our teams in Italy, all they go out there to do is with individual quality. We don't really have a philosophy or an idea behind our game, and I think he's right because that's how Milan did so well, winning 7 Champions Leagues. But I think for this Juventus, if we're going to talk about the exit to Ajax, it falls down on a lot of people. This is a typical Juve performance under Allegri, where unless their back is against the wall, unless they're 3-0 down to Atletico, we don't have to play good.
exactly.
Let's just play our typical old school Italian mentality. We let them do what they want. And even your boy Mourinho was actually right. Mourinho said that.
That's not my boy, by the way. That's his boy.
That's your best friend, no?
Oh, my best friend. I don't know about that.
He said that Ajax is a team. Juve and Real Madrid played into their hands. They did exactly what Ajax wanted. And I think it's a perfect way because, again, Juve, defensive approach, sitting back. He takes out Dybala at halftime when you need to attack the match. It just, Allegri has shown time and time again, and I give Allegri a lot of respect. I think he's a very intelligent man. I think he's handled players, 99% of them well, except Dybala. Let me finish. And I think that he's done a really good job at keeping a team motivated that didn't really, we've never seen a team go 8 Scudetti in a row. So it's hard to keep them motivated, right? Listen, let me finish. But this team has plateaued under Allegri, and there's no hunger or passion like you saw with Conte. When Conte's team was out there, every single player gave 115%. You could even see Ronaldo after one of the matches. You see, he's looking at his players like, what are you doing? Rugani in the back, Matuidi and Emre Can in the middle. The quality is not there. The passion isn't there. Allegri, I think it's time to move on.
If you give me that Juventus team, to me, we will win 10 Champions Leagues.
I don't know about that.
Come on,
Maybe
Antoine.
she could do it, not you. You're going to put
Champions
Cassano
Leagues.
back inside the
Let me
team.
tell you something. I saw Arsenal beating on Napoli the other day. And by looking at Arsenal, let me tell you, I'm telling you, no, you're going off topic. It's not off topic.
No, you're right.
This is the way, it reminded me the way Milan played, used to play under Sacchi. They used to do the offside like a religion. Everybody stepping up. They put Napoli offensive line all the time on offside. They were like a team. They played like an unbelievable game. Nothing without struggling.
Yeah,
There was
but they made. I
everything
think
that made it
Napoli,
look so
Napoli made
simple.
Arsenal look good too because Napoli didn't go out
Napoli-
there and play.
Napoli
they had the
weren't-
same approach
yeah.
as every other Italian
Yeah,
team
it
this year in
wasn't good.
Europe.
It
We have a
wasn't good.
scared approach. We
They-
go into the match
But that's what
as fearful. You know, and I think that even Juve against Ajax, they took advantage of it. They took advantage that the name is Ajax. They got young guys. We could over-experience them. We don't have to play our hearts out. We don't really have to overextend ourselves. And especially, Juve score first in this match. Juventus, Ronaldo scores first. It was the worst thing to happen to Juve. They score one, they sit back.
Yeah.
Allegri
Of
says,
course.
"Guys, we're good.
That's
Let's
it. That's
pass the
Allegri
ball around."
mentality.
Exactly.
That is
and it doesn't
Allegri's
work in
mentality.
Europe. It could work
the-
in Serie
the
A,
thing is-
where your quality is
yeah,
so much better,
it's-
but it doesn't work in Europe.
If I could just say, it's not the point of being fearful. It's to be calculated. Everything Allegri does, or Italian football, what we tend to do is calculate everything. So it's a 2-legged game. We have 180 minutes. We're not going to kill ourselves within 20 minutes and risk getting a goal against us. Let's just play the game out. So what happens is in Italy, that strategy works because both teams are always calculated and tactically prepared for everything. So they don't ever expose themselves, right? Instead, in Europe, where you're versing a team that has a quality like Ajax or like Arsenal, these guys, within 20 minutes, they can score you 2 goals like it's nothing. And that's what happened versus Napoli with Arsenal. Not so much Juventus, because Juventus, even though we say they're not as great midfield as they had in the past, it's still a top team and they're still top players. So Ajax does have to respect a little bit, but just the style of play is different. They're more free and they attack minded. So
their coach gives them
Peter,
the
let me just tell you
ideas.
something. When you take the soul out of a champion, like Dybala, it's like you guys, you take the soul out of this guy here. You made him into a mediocre player.
Antonio.
This is exactly what happened between Mourinho.
Listen,
Why are you making him the
Mourinho,
victim,
listen to me,
though?
please.
You're making him the victim. we don't even know the full story.
I have news for you. This is exactly what Mourinho did to Pogba. Okay, don't tell me.
I'm gonna tell
It's
you
my
that
turn right
I'm
now.
gonna
It's my turn right now. This
I'll let you
guy,
one of the few
I'll let you
times I
talk.
agree with Antonio.
I do not agree.
Allegri, that's what he did. He took Dybala out of his own game, and then he's trying to show
He's
him.
playing him as a midfielder all
Doesn't
season.
matter.
I'm
Doesn't
agreeing with
matter.
you.
He's agreeing with you.
I'm agreeing with you.
Dybala is the type of player that you have to give him the freedom. The guy's like a wild card. Don't tell him where to play and how to play. Tell him just go and have fun.
Yes,
the
but if
guy
he doesn't-
can play anywhere.
I'm sorry, but Allegri, it's like a puzzle, right? He needs a puzzle, and he needs the piece that fits
The guy
in the
needs a
puzzle.
Prozac, not a puzzle.
Besides
the guy
that-
needs some Prozac
besides
because
that-
it's just too. It's like this, like a horse.
But the point,
you know.
the point I'm trying to make is he needs a player that's gonna fit into the puzzle. If the player does not fit into the puzzle, he doesn't like him. Especially in Juventus tactics, where the players have to look. He put Mandzukic to come back. He's like a terzino, like a left back, right back, coming all the way back. So in the sense is Allegri in his style does not want a free roaming player. He does not want the creative player that dribbles and stuff. He wants the guy to move, and that's very European in that sense, very Italian. But besides that, unfortunately, you have to take that even though it's a soccer and they're professional, there's a human level to everything. So if they do not like each other, right, you can be professional, but sometimes you're not going to get the most out of it. And once that relationship is already starting to boil. There's not much that you can do.
But listen,
And Dybala, you see it for this year.
To jump in
hasn't
before
done
we
anything.
look, I also want to give Ajax respect because I think that Ajax completely over two legs outplayed Juventus and deserve more than Juve to be inside the semifinals.
Yeah.
So I know that we're focusing on the Juventus part because obviously it's an Italian podcast, but Ajax, full credit. I hope they go on to win the Champions League. I do think that Juventus was a team that beat themselves in the sense, like Mourinho said, they played into Ajax's hand, but that doesn't take anything away from a bunch of kids who went to Torino and like very few teams were able to come away with a win, even when being down.
I just want to squeeze one more thing before we go on. Allegri, he had so much time. Why didn't he wake up? He had 4 or 5 good performances this whole season, maybe, and the rest were horrendous. They
4 or
barely
5, and you're being generous.
And I'm being generous.
You
And
are.
they barely scraped through. It was ugly
Think
football.
about the best
they had
time
the
that they
best
played.
player in the world. They had a world-class squad. They had a deep bench. I just don't get Allegri's tactics, and I don't think he deserves to be on Juve's bench
But
next
also
season.
going off of what Marco said, Ajax, right?
Yeah.
De Jong is going to Barcelona for 80 million.
The
7
whole
out
team's
of
going to be
11
ripped
is gone.
apart. The whole team
the,
is
gone.
the
gone.
lead is going to be going somewhere for another 80 million.
Barcelona.
Nobody cares.
I think no, but the thing is,
Yeah,
a
we
lot
do.
of people undervalued. Didn't expect Ajax to really be a top team,
Including
but they're
Juventus.
probably one of the harder teams that are left. Okay, and then besides that, Juventus's goals that they gave up were avoidable. So I mean,
Rugani's too scared at this
Ajax
level.
definitely played
Too
better.
How
But
do you
the goals that
Rugani
they
starting in
scored,
Champions League?
the goals
Oh
that they
my
scored did not do anything.
Listen,
And
look,
Jesus to blame.
Chiellini is not
Jesus
in
to
the
blame,
back.
but also
It's a
because
mess.
Juventus never filled Benatia's void. You got rid of
Exactly.
your
They
third
got
defender,
class
and you had nobody to fill the void.
Rugani,
Okay.
they think that Rugani was going to be this guy, but the reality is Chiellini is the most important player for Juventus.
don't
Yeah.
give me
He's
that.
been for
Oh,
many
come on, we
years.
said that. I said that.
Here's the deal.
Chiellini's the reason why Bonucci has looked so good. Anytime
Guys, stop
Chiellini was like
crying.
Bonucci,
Stop crying and
Rugani
try
looks
to
whole
put the
team.
blame.
We're not crying.
Stop crying and try to put the blame on the individual player. The blame is on Allegri. I'll tell you the
think-
reasons
didn't we say
why.
Allegri's
It's
on the
multiple.
ball?
It's
No,
multiple
I'm going to
people.
tell you the
All right,
reasons why.
let's go.
Allegri is the type of coach that will take somebody, even like Messi, will tell him, I want you to do this and I want you to do that. You know what Messi is going to tell him? I said, listen, when I go to the bathroom, if you want to be my serviceman, that's what you're going to be. Okay? I'm telling you, this guy here, Allegri, is not a coach of big team. Ancelotti, if Ancelotti will have the squad of Juventus
Listen,
on his hands, let me tell you something.
Ancelotti's a big question mark right now.
Ancelotti, if we had that kind of a squad, those kind of player, Ancelotti will let them play.
In a year, Ancelotti's ruined everything that Sarri's done.
What's Sarri? What are you talking about?
Are you
At this
crazy?
point this season,
Listen.
Sarri's team was fighting with Juventus. That's all I'm going to say.
Listen. Every year the Italian championship changes, like night and day. I'm trying to tell you, the mentality of this Allegri is a mentality of a middle of the range team. You cannot have a player
I
like
think it's
that.
time to move on.
That's
I
why
think it's
nobody's
time.
ever going to call him in Europe either. The guy doesn't have it.
Maybe
What?
Inter's gonna get him.
Inter, oh, please.
Let's go to the last game. Inter Roma. Another one for you, Pete. Anytime you come to the studio, Inter can't win.
Yeah, I gotta bring holy water next time because something's up over here. There's something in this basement that doesn't work. I think you did some voodoo or
Well,
something.
Easter is coming
I know
up.
I know. I gotta go get the holy
Just
water,
alright.
get some palms.
Oh, maybe you need to be blessed, Pete.
Maybe I go to the Greek
Oh,
place.
go to the Greek Easter. Go to the
That
Greek
might
They
work.
don't-
Then Inter's gonna win the 3
Oh,
players.
yeah, they're going to put him under the pool? Oh, boy, watch it, they don't drown you,
the kiddie
Pete.
pool. No, I know how to swim. Don't worry.
Oh, you know how to swim? Okay.
Speaking about Inter, did that ever go on your house?
What this?
The flag.
Oh,
The flag is still here. The flag is still here. It's supposed to be on your house. I drove by the other day. It wasn't
Never. It
there.
will never go to
Oh,
my
this
house.
has to. A
Yes,
bet is
actually,
a
you
bet.
can actually go on the house.
A bet
but,
is a bet.
We're in the house.
on the toilet.
This has to be hung up outside your house.
Yeah, okay.
Do we
We'll
have
do
the
it after
video?
the podcast.
We gotta
Yeah, we
get,
have
we
the
have to
video.
find the video and make sure Antonio sees it.
Okay.
And then
That he admitted.
listen,
that he admitted
if this
that.
doesn't happen, this is a bad omen for Milan. They might not get Champions League.
Oh man.
So,
you better,
This
you better
is
get a
important
few
that you
balls.
keep your word.
For that,
you
you
keep your
think I'm going to
word.
take a chance? Never, Pete, never.
You keep your word. Oh,
At least it's not the signed one. What did you think about the
yeah,
match?
not the side one.
Yeah,
The
Roma,
other one was signed by Figo.
Roma took the lead. El Shaarawy's having a great season. Inter ended up coming back. They weren't able to get the win. Antonio was over here happy, but how did you feel?
Listen,
I
it's-
wanted the Roma to win. Forget about Inter. Just go ahead, Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, Roma for me, I want Roma to stay up because I'm still hoping that Inter is going to slip down on the 5th place. And
It's not gonna happen.
it's not going to
Relax.
happen. Hey, listen, knowing Spalletti is very capable.
You think you're still
We-
gonna get second
we-
place?
Who?
You.
Milan.
You saying Milan's gonna get second place?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Never say never.
Before the game, I called Antonio, and he said he would rather risk Milan getting Champions League.
This is true.
Just to confirm that
This is
Inter
true.
could go down
You
to
said this
5th
to me.
place, and then Roma could go to 3rd, or Milan could go to 3rd. And,
That
and
shows
what's
how
up,
much
what's
I
up.
like you, Pete, right?
He's
Antonio.
hoping for a lot.
Yeah, come on, Anto. What do you think about the game?
No, what I think about the game?
They're lucky. That was a penalty.
No, not
Have
necessarily.
you seen
No,
the
it
penalty?
wasn't. It wasn't.
That
I
was
don't
not
think
a
so. I don't
penalty.
It's not a penalty.
I don't think
Oh
so.
my
You gotta
God!
get your eyes checked.
I gotta get my eyes
Yeah.
checked. The last time I know I can. I have a 20/20 vision when I watch Inter.
Only when you watch Inter, not,
Yeah.
not everyone else. Not
Keep
every
going,
other
Pete.
games. No, Inter. Listen, they didn't. They were able to tie the game because Roma they moved back once they scored the 1-0. El Shaarawy scored a great goal. They started defending. Inter got control of the match, but everything is always the same. There's nothing. There's no real creativity. There's nothing that you can say, wow, this guy is gonna get a hand. The only guy that's a spark is Politano. Everything else is a cross after cross after cross,
Spalletti
and we're
takes him
actually
out.
able to score. No, but I'm saying not just Politano. I'm saying we all. That's all we do. That's what Inter does. We get to the side, we cross. We get cross. We get one cross out of 25 that actually hit a player, and we score a goal. So I mean, sometimes you need something different, but for
That
the
shows
most,
that it's only luck. It's
not only luck.
One of the
It's not only
25.
luck.
That means they throw the ball over there. And
No,
then
but
the
I'm
guy
saying it's
happened
not-
to be there. Boom, and he scored.
it's not only luck. You still the game is still played. That's how the style that you're playing is the crosses, but it's nothing that you say, wow, this is an enjoyable game. So I mean, the most important thing was to maintain the 5 points, and we're just one more game closer to Champions League,
How many
which
more
is
games
very
we have?
important.
5 left?
You got lucky.
5 more games left.
You got lucky.
I got lucky.
Yeah, you got lucky. Lazio, Roma. Nobody could capitalize on it.
Maybe you won't get so lucky in the next few games, Anto.
You better put the thing. Otherwise, you're
Listen,
gonna
the
get the bad luck.
funny part is that they get to play Juventus next week when
Yeah.
Juventus is already demotivated. They
I
got
almost
nothing.
wanted Juventus
They
to
got
do it
nothing.
against
Don't
Inter.
worry, you got the 3 points. Don't even have to show up.
Hey.
Listen to me.
You don't have to show
Don't even
up.
have to show up. Pete. Just
Don't
send
show
work
up.
that
We'll
way.
see how that goes.
Just don't show up. I'm telling you. You can actually go and wear the Inter
When it's
shirt and then let you play.
When it's an Inter Juventus game, is always
No, it's a Juventus
on the
Inter.
line. It's
No,
Inter Juventus.
Inter Juventus. Even
yeah.
better.
It's Inter
Even
Juventus, and the fact is, Juventus is not going to lay down and let Inter win.
So why Inter gets to play twice at home? This is
Based on the
ridiculous.
schedule.
It's on the schedule. What,
Me-
AC
Milan's
Milan's
gonna-
playing-
away
who's playing
twice.
Next week. Oh, that's
I'll
a
find out, Mike.
disgrace.
Get some
Disgrace.
questions, Mike.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You're playing Torino.
We play
Away.
Torino
Yeah.
away. Oh,
Ooh, that's
Let's-
a tough game.
let's
Yeah,
start-
it is a tough one.
Let's start with questions. A little bit what Peter was saying at the end now from Suleiman. He said, give Peter a hug. It really isn't easy supporting Inter. So, Peter, we feel for you.
No hard
Give you a
for
few
me.
today.
And they said, do you think Juve will rest players next week? I was thinking probably, but then there's
What are they
Derby
resting
d'Italia
for?
right here.
No, but what is Juventus going to rest players for? They got no Champions League.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Nah, you
It's
gotta-
already
you gotta
won.
let
Scudetto's
Moise
won.
play. You gotta let all the
Juventus is
players.
going to rest everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Juventus-
Juventus
I don't
is
think
going to
so.
rest everybody.
This is a big derby. I think they still want to win this
I mean,
game.
you might see some new players, but it's not going to be the Serie C players that they played last week versus
Against
Spal.
Spal? No.
It's going to be maybe some of the bench players that didn't get a chance to play. Rugani's going to
It's
keep
be
his
nice for
point.
Spalletti to show up at the
Quadrado.
press
Ronaldo's
conference.
playing? Is
And
Ronaldo
Spalletti
playing?
at the press
Ronaldo
conference.
wants to get top goal scorer.
Watch Spalletti at the press conference is going to look like, he's the best coach ever, we beat Juventus,
Spalletti is yet to
know.
beat Juventus, I think.
You get to beat Juventus?
That's
Yet
not
to
really a
be-
surprise.
Yet
yeah?
to beat Juventus. Every
It's a nice
time.
question.
Okay, next question from Peter Jordan. He said, guys, will Icardi stay? Yeah, will Icardi stay? What do we think?
We talk about this every
He
week.
came in as a sub. I don't know, man.
I
Nothing's
wish
changed
Icardi,
week to
listen to
week.
me, I wish Icardi goes to Juventus.
And Vanda
Eh,
goes to Milan.
No, Dybala goes to Inter.
I thought you just said you didn't want Dybala on Inter.
Well, he has to go.
Okay, keep
So
going.
why does
You're
he
not
have to
gonna
get
go
it
Let
back?
him finish.
And Icardi becomes the best player in the Juventus,
Let me
and then
get
they
this
sell
straight.
Ronaldo.
Let me get
and
this
they sell
straight.
Ronaldo. They send him back
Antonio,
to Real Madrid.
Let me get
What-
this straight. One second. You have one wish, and
Yeah.
your wish is for Juventus to get an unbelievable player instead
Yes.
of Milan getting an unbelievable.
Well, I'm telling you, Icardi.
Okay.
Well, I'll take him. I'll take Icardi and Vanda on AC Milan. Don't get me wrong, but they're not going to give it to us.
To build on
They're
this,
not gonna give it to us.
I see
Pay
a
us.
question.
I give it to you.
It says, will Antonio celebrate any Inter goal if it means Milan qualifying for the Champions League? So let me paint the situation. It's the final match day. You need Inter to score to win. If Inter score, you got to celebrate. If you don't celebrate, Milan don't get Champions League. And this is painting your face black and blue.
No, not happening. Not happening.
So Milan's going to go Europa League then.
No, he's going to Europe, but we're not celebrating for Inter scoring. It doesn't happen.
But the point is, you have to celebrate in
You
order
don't
for
celebrate,
Milan to
Milan
get
don't go to
Champions League.
Champions
Well, we can smile a little bit, but we're not celebrating. We're not jumping, okay?
Mike, what are the
No AC Milan player celebrates Inter scoring. Believe me, it's never happened.
I don't know
I
about
don't know.
that.
Zlatan
I'm
went back
telling
and
you.
forth. Cassano went back and forth.
No,
I
no,
think
they're
Cassano
not,
was a Milan player. He celebrates for Inter.
I don't think so.
Next question from Azzurro Roma. He said, is Cranio the best Italian goalie right now? Nah.
No.
Sorry.
No?
Sorry.
No, I go, Marco, you're going to give
Donnarumma.
Cranio that.
I think he's the
nod?
most. I think he's probably the most informed.
That's what they mean right now.
He's gonna go to.
I don't even think he's informed. Not that he's not informed. I'm saying he's not the most informed.
Who's the most informed?
He's the biggest surprise. Like
Say
he's the most
Handanovic, I dare
improved.
you. Say Handanovic.
No, you said Italian goalkeeper, right?
Okay, yeah,
Italian.
So who?
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma?
Yeah, the guy. The
Did
guy's
he make a
been
mistake?
great.
Oh, no, he
First
didn't
time,
make a
Pete.
mistake.
Thank
Never
you.
mind.
we got a good
It
question
was a
here.
mistake.
Okay, one word. All right. Who is to blame for Dybala's bad season? Ronaldo, Allegri, or Dybala himself?
Allegri.
I'm going to go with...
Allegri.
I'm going with Dybala. I'm just going to change it off. I think he's not
Listen,
doing
Dybala
as good.
himself. The guy's gotten minutes. Maybe he doesn't start every game, but he's gotten minutes. He's playing. Why aren't you scoring?
It's his fault.
You
Come
gotta
on.
get.
It's Allegri's
be.
fault.
You have to be professional when you're on the field. You have to make sure that you are
Professional.
always.
How are you going to be professional if you're not allowed to play your game?
Antonio,
Allegri told him,
play
I
this
want
game.
you to go from left to right.
Antonio.
But the guy says, I like to go forward. No, I want you to go from left to right.
It's all on Dybala. If
the
you're
guy-
good enough
You
to
have,
play.
as a
Allegri-
player, have to do what the coach says.
No, that's wrong.
That's it.
Allegri is not in the position to tell Dybala how to play. Dybala is a
Allegri is the
superstar.
authority.
What do you mean?
It tells him what to
Dybala
do.
is a superstar.
Listen,
Allegri
okay,
should be so
let me
lucky
say
to have
this.
a player like him to play on his team.
Let me preface this before. I think that Dybala has been given opportunities. I think that Allegri is to blame partly, but at the end of the day, Dybala has to play his football. He goes on there against Ajax. He was playing as center forward, and you need to step up in these games. You know why? Because you risk not getting to the world-class level that he should be at. Dybala has all the capabilities to become one of the best in the world. Whether it's on him and also it's on the team that he's at. So if he feels like at the end of the season, I have to go somewhere else to be able to achieve this, but you have to come through too. So playing bad and not showing up, he got the captain's armband and he played next to goal against Ajax. And guess what? Him, Bernadeschi did nothing. They did nothing in
And
the
he
most
has a number
important game
10
of the
jersey.
season.
And number 10
But
jersey.
it's not about this. You can't go overboard and say Dybala has a few bad games. Oh, you got to sell him.
No, I agree with you too.
The kid has to click. It's also not good that Dybala, Ronaldo, they have no tactics together. They're thrown on the field one time to play together in the final day when it's the most important game. So that does come back to Allegri.
Let me tell you what's wrong with Juventus right now, okay? So this is the reasons why Dybala is not performing. Agnelli is making the decision from the very top over there. His lapdog too, Nedved, is making the decision from the top over there. And Allegri, what he does, he listens to the lapdog and he listens to Agnelli. They have the.
I hope they listen to the lapdog.
They have.
You know what the
listen
lapdog
to me.
wants? The
Listen to
lapdog
me.
wants Conte.
Those guys, they're kind of they're a little very too strict. They go into the locker rooms and they tell player what they want them to do. So Dybala is not the type of player that, like Cassano, for example, they're not going to do those.
I hope he does not become Cassano.
Oh my God! He wish
I
he would
hope
be
to
so
God he
lucky
doesn't
to become
become
like
Cassano.
Cassano. I wish he would be so lucky. Cassano was born with talent. You know what Cassano will say to Allegri? Get the hell out of my side! Don't tell me what to do and how to play.
And that's why Cassano ended where he is.
Yeah, because he
Cassano
doesn't listen
played-
to idiots like Allegri.
Cassano
At that
played for
point-
Allegri and
at
they
that
won the
point-
Scudetto
well,
with Allegri.
Well, you know why?
Aye.
You know why? You know why?
Aye.
But you know why? Because they never listened to him.
Yeah,
he
nobody
never
listened
listened
to
to him. That guy made Ibrahimovic look $1 billion. You know how many assists he gave to
Ibrahimovic was top goal scorer before
But Cassano
even
put
played.
the ball on his feet to score.
Ibrahimovic was top scorer when he was with Inter.
He didn't do
They
it.
won 5 straight.
Listen to
Scudetto.
me.
Didn't do it.
Listen to me. Cassano is not the type of player that you can tell what to do. And so is Dybala. When Dybala, you take his brain out. How do you think Dybala is going to do it? A guy without a brain is like a 2x4.
You should go to the Wizard of
Okay?
Oz then.
Listen to me. Allegri is not a coach for Juventus.
come
Just get rid of him.
Let's
Come on.
conclude it with this. Antonio Conte, linked with Juventus, linked with Inter, and linked with Bayern. Where's he going to be at the end of the season?
Who pays him more?
No, I will say that neither Juventus or Inter they're going to take Conte.
Bayern?
Maybe, yeah.
I think
Who
for
eventually
Juve,
pays him more?
I think for Juve, it's the moment to change. I think that Allegri's time, he's won 8 in a row. He's won 5 in a row. Juventus have won 8. You need new motivation inside of a team. And I was rewatching and almost crying as I watched 2011 to 2014 under Conte. You see this way the team, this team played under Conte. It was
Listen.
unbelievable. The team was
Zidane,
fluid.
Zidane
They
will
were
be the
hungry.
perfect
I
coach
just
for
wanted to
Juventus.
ask.
Out.
I think he should
I
go.
know.
I think Allegri's going to stay another season. Unfortunately.
I like to see Guardiola
Realis-
Juventus. I have news for you. Guardiola.
Why would he go there? Why would he
Let me
go
tell you
there
something.
now?
Guardiola is the type of a coach that gives the freedom to people like.
But we're being realistic.
big
He's not gonna
superstar
leave Man
to
City.
move.
You don't know that. It's been 3 years.
Guardiola
He
is
hasn't
the
got to
type of
semis.
coach that will do
He
well in
left after
Juventus.
3 years at Bayern.
Let me tell you something. Guardiola will do very well in Juventus. Watch.
I'm not saying that, but I'm
You
not
do
hope
good
he's not
anywhere.
going.
I hope the lapdog and Agnelli, they're listening to me. I said, take Guardiola because...
I think between Guardiola and Conte, you're not going to have a bad coach. But I think that it's time for Juventus and Allegri to move on. And I'm a little bit fearful that they might not move on from
Well,
each other.
the thing is, Marco, it's who is available.
That's
Conte?
true.
Conte. Who
Guardiola.
else?
He's better.
Guardiola's not available
Yeah,
officially.
not yet.
You know what I'm
Ventura.
saying? I think if Zidane was still on the market, they would have jumped on Zidane and
he's
Allegri
not.
would have gone. But now he went back to Real
You're
Madrid.
not gonna get
The only
Gattuso,
guy
don't
you
worry
have
about
is
it. Gattuso
Conte.
we're keeping
You
an
were
AC
trying to give him
Milan.
away last week.
No, we're not.
Yes, you
We're
were.
not.
Anyway, let's end this podcast. My dad actually, he told me that the few things that he was not happy, he thinks that Allegri should stay though. He says Juventus weren't good enough.
Yeah,
They need to
because
get
your father
better.
is a friend of Allegri. That's why.
Oh, Gaetano's in Florida, by the way, guys. If for anyone asking, we got a lot of
he'll be back
questions
next
before
week,
about
and
it.
then-
Listen, happy Easter to everybody, number one.
happy
Easter.
Even the
Celebrating.
the Greek Easter. So,
the next week.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. Number two, don't forget to rate this podcast with how many stars? With 5
5
stars.
stars.
Okay. So another thing, if you guys, if your girlfriends dropped you, or you drop your girlfriends, or if you had a bad taste, you didn't score well on your test.
If you're a
on
Milan
the school. No, if you are a Juventus fan, you're depressed.
If you're a Juventus fan, you're celebrating.
No, celebrating for what?
We cry with the Scudetto in our
Just
hand.
Don't worry, life goes on. Keep watching the podcast. We're here for you.
There we go.
All right, let's say, what else we have to say, Mike?
Keep sending
If you want the
questions.
if you want the
and
shirts,
if you want the
Oh, do we
shirt,
have
Time
any sale
Football
on the
TV.
shirt?
No sale.
No more
we
sale.
They have
we
the
have
new
the-
edition,
you
limited
got-
edition.
We're coming out with new merchandising.
They
It's
need
gonna be-
limited
Antonio
edition.
Body merchandising.
Oh yes.
Yes.
and
We're
we got
gonna
the
do it.
Campione shirts, guys. Limited supply.
ItalianFootballTV.com. Once they sell out, they
That's
will be
it.
gone. Guys,
We
as
won't
always,
bring them
thank you
back.
for watching.
And
Rate
the
the
new hats
podcast.
are coming up too, right?
And the new hats are coming.
coming up.
As always, thank you for watching. Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao, ragazzi.